Good evening, guys, and happy Monday to all of your sunshiny faces. Funny thing was, guys, I was actually up kind of early, but I didn't actually get out of bed because, like, our contractor was here today, which he wasn't here that long, and, like, I don't know, like, he ended up then leaving, but I thought he was still coming back. So I was like, well, I'm gonna wait in my room so I don't take the dogs out while he's still here, or like while he's gonna come, you know, before he comes back, and then get the dogs all riled up again because they had like calmed down because he wasn't here. And so I was, you know, I was gonna get up and like feed them and everything like that once he came back, and he didn't end up coming back. So I'm not sure. I think he's supposed to be coming back tomorrow. Like, I don't know if he came just to check to see if everything was like dry or not, because like the mud and everything like that. So like I said, I think that he might have come to just check on that, and it might have not been dry. So like I said, I don't know. But anyways, but I ended up getting up kind of early. Like I said, I just didn't get out of bed right away. But today still, it's so funny. I always am like, on Mondays, like, you know, it's normally the day you just like dread getting things done and just lazy and stuff like that. It's like, I feel like I'm productive on my Mondays, and my Fridays are the days I'm not very productive, which I feel like kind of is true maybe in like the sense of like the week, like, you know, getting things done and stuff like that. So by Friday you're just kind of like, oh, I just want it to be the weekend. But like, it's funny though, because Saturday and Sunday a lot of times I actually get more done, normally more like project things and, you know, again, that kind of stuff done on the weekends than I do during the week. But during the week I tend to, you know, like I said, on Mondays actually more like productive than I am by Fridays. So I actually ended up I edited some today, I uploaded today, I also did dishes and laundry, so I got to everything today, which was awesome. So, and I made dinner for tonight. We made mac and cheese for dinner, which honestly, guys, this was like, I don't know if it was just because I had my headphones on and I was just like listening to music while I was, you know, making the mac and cheese today, but it was probably the fastest I have ever made mac and cheese. Like, I was just super on, like, I knew exactly what I needed. Like, I got all this stuff done. I didn't even really have to look at the recipe at all either. Like, I knew almost exactly what I needed. Like, I have this mac and cheese recipe down to like a science now, and it tasted good. The only thing was is that I didn't have any more whole milk left, so I just used our like 2%. When we get our gallon of milk, it's normally just 2%. And mac and cheese, this mac and cheese recipe that I use, you can definitely tell a difference between using whole milk and like 2%. It doesn't taste as like creamy, and I think I was telling you guys too, I should have picked it up at Aldi, but I think that heavy cream, so long as you don't like curdle the milk when you're cooking it, I think that heavy cream would be really awesome, because I bet it would taste like even more like creamy like that. Whereas 2%, it just kind of tastes like watered down almost, and like when you use whole milk though, it tastes very like much more creamy. So I'm almost wondering if like heavy cream would taste like really, really creamy. So I haven't experimented with that yet, and I don't know, like I said, because of like the boiling it and like that kind of stuff, I don't know if it would like curdle it, but I do it at a low temperature, and I have never had that happen with the milk or like either type, whole milk or 2% or anything like that. So I'm kind of thinking that it might be okay, you know, still trying to do that. But again too, I don't know if it would like, you know, change the consistency of it or what it was. But it's funny because I actually made like the whole cheese sauce for it faster than I cooked the noodles. Normally I'm like waiting on the cheese sauce to still be done by the time the noodles are done, or I'll like start the noodles earlier, and then again too, I won't have the cheese sauce ready to go on the noodles before like they're done cooking. But I started them both at the same time. I was actually like, well, like the noodles, I just barely put them in. I was like done with the cheese sauce already. So I was like, somehow, I think it's because I didn't have to keep looking back at the recipe. Like, I just knew everything that I had to get done. And like I said too, I don't know if it was how I had my headphones on. It was just jamming out, listening to music and working in the kitchen. Because then at the same time too, I was like, okay, well, I'm done with the cheese sauce. I'll just do the dishes now while I'm still waiting for the noodles to boil. And I finished the, you know, getting that done. And then like I said too, I also got to some laundry today, and then I also mopped half the kitchen today. The thing was is that I should have vacuumed the floor before I mopped the kitchen, but I had to mop the kitchen because I went to go and get the cheese out of the fridge, or I don't remember what ended up happening. I ended up dropping a whole thing of creamer on the floor and the lid popped off. So it's actually funny, the lid broke, but I was actually able to still put it back on. It's still good, but I lost like half the coffee creamer, which stinks, but it ended up all over the floor, and I was like, this is gonna be one sticky mess. I'm gonna need to mop it up, and it like splattered too, so it went over half the kitchen practically. So I mopped half the kitchen today also. But like I said, because I wasn't able to vacuum it first, so there was like dog hair still on the floor and stuff like that, even though literally, guys, I've been vacuuming the floor probably twice a day. It's crazy the amount of dog hair that like ends up on the floor from 3 dogs. And again too, we have white tile in the kitchen, and you can tell because we have 3 black dogs, so they're black furs all over, and you know, like I said, very noticeable on the white tile. But again, I didn't vacuum the part where everything splattered, clean up the spill first, and then I mopped over it because I was like, this is going to be sticky. The creamer has sugar in it, and it's going to wind up super sticky all over the floor if I don't like mop it afterwards. So I did that, but like I said, because it was already wet and like, you know, sticky and stuff like that, the dog hair was all in there, and so again, I had to clean up the dog hair then after I mopped. So it all got cleaned up, and like I said, half the floor is sparkly clean right now. But the other thing is too, is that we've been vacuuming again too, also much more consistently because of all the drywall stuff going on upstairs and everything like that. So it's like twice a day that we've been doing it. Normally it's once in the morning and then once in the afternoon, like after they leave. But on top of that too, I guess I was pretty dumb, like whatever it was last week or something like that. I ended up mopping the stairs because I was like, the stairs look dirty and like the walls kind of look dirty too, and so I was like, I'm just gonna mop all this. And again too, it was dumb to have done it then, because the very next day they were tracking drywall dust and all kinds of stuff, and I was like, now it just looks as bad as it did as soon as I mopped it. And it's kind of the same thing too, like I don't want to mop the floor right now just because their stuff is getting all tracked through there, but half of the floor is mopped right now. We've been vacuuming consistently, but we haven't mopped just because it's like, it's gonna be pointless just to mop and then have, like I said, you know, like the very next day it just looked like it needed to be mopped again. But it's not so much the mopping that's the problem, it's more just the dust from like the drywall and stuff like that. So like I said, once they're finished up, then we can do a nice deep clean of the kitchen and mop up everything. Because I've still been using like the steam mop, but I haven't done like a deep clean, you know, like mopping with like, you know, all the like, even though the steam mop like sanitizes, it still is not like, you know, like using the what's it called, it's like, you know, cleaning products and stuff like that. So again, that has to get done. But like I said, we're gonna wait until all the dust and drywall stuff ends up, you know, because it's just like bad on like your shoes. If you walk upstairs, then you'll track it back through. But again, like I was saying, I still got a lot of stuff done today for Monday. But guys, I'm also like super nervous about this football game on Saturday. Like not nervous, but like honestly, it's like every time like I try and put it out of my head and it gets brought back up, and like it's just the nerves of like the football game, and just I'm not playing in the game. And even too, like I'm like, again, the camera and stuff like that, like I'm not nervous about doing that, I'm just nervous for the football game. And you know, like I said, I'm not playing, I'm not, you know, coaching, I'm not, you know, again, I'm, you know, again, the camera, hopefully everything goes smoothly with that. But if it did like last week, then I have nothing to worry about. But you know, it's just like that whole thing, it's just, it's not anything like on my end that I'm nervous about. It's just, I'm just nervous about the game. Like, and like I said, when my dad like brings something up or says something about it, or like Jack, like, you know, they came back from practice, they were talking about it and stuff like that, I'm like, please don't say anything. I was like, I'm just starting to like not be all, you know, like I said, just it's crazy that we're going to the playoffs first time in 21 years. But you know, it's all this kind of thing, like all of the, you know, again, I was telling you guys too, like the community getting together and stuff like that, and you know, they're like, oh, you know, like everybody's wishing everybody good luck and stuff like that, and just all this kind of stuff. It's just, it's crazy, and it kind of, I don't want to say puts more pressure, but you know, it's just like everybody's like paying attention now. And then on top of that too, I don't know if I told you guys, but our soccer is also, they actually won regionals on Friday. So I think I might have mentioned that. And so they play again. I don't know if it's like sectionals or super sectionals or something like that. I remember they won like the state championship in 2019. And they had, I know we went to, I think, the regionals, and then we went to like, maybe we missed sectionals, or else it's super sectionals and then sectionals. And I know we went to the first 2 games, then I think we missed the next one, and then we went to the following, which was like I think the playoffs, and then like, or like the best of 4 or something like that, and then it was like the finals or something, whatever it is. So I don't know what that goes to, but like the 4 last teams, and then they play like the final game. So I think that game, though, if they win, so it's on Wednesday this week, and then if they, which we're gonna go to, and then if they win, they play on Saturday, I think, or they may play on Friday, actually. If they play on Friday, we could probably go to that. Maybe not. The only thing is that I was telling you guys too, the football team that we're playing is 4 hours away. We will potentially be actually on the buses to go there. They're getting like, you know, like coach buses or whatever, not regular school buses, but they're getting like, you know, again, the nice buses to go for 4 hours, because it's going to be very uncomfortable sitting on a school bus for 4 hours. So they're getting nicer buses to take to go to the 4 hour away practice. But I think my dad was saying that they're going to be leaving at like 5 in the morning on Sunday. So I guess my dad said the coach was telling all the kids, as soon as you guys are done with practice on Friday, you're going home and you're sleeping. Them like not getting any sleep, because then they got to get up at 5 o'clock and then go on the bus, and then trying to sleep on the bus, though, is not going to be very comfortable. And so you know, my dad was saying that the head coach was telling all the kids, like, you go home on Friday and you're going straight to sleep. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing too, like, you know, maybe probably pretty early, because it, like I said, if we're going, I think we're supposed to be going on the buses as well, because you know, again, I'm filming, so I'm part of the staff technically. But because of that, like I said, we're leaving at like 5 in the morning. So not very fun. The soccer game is on Friday then. We probably wouldn't be able to go just because of that. But if it's on Saturday, which I think it's actually on Saturday, we won't be able to go anyway, because it's, you know, we'll be at the football game. So anyways, though, like I said, there's lots of fun stuff going on right now in the high school. But again, too, everybody's talking about in the buzz right now about both, you know, because it's happening at the exact same time, both the soccer and football is kind of crazy. So, like I said, just the buzz and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I have to stay off social media because everybody's talking about it, posting about it. And like I said, too, I got 2 coaches that come home every night and then they're talking about it. I was like, please, I don't want to hear it anymore, because for some reason this is making me like more nervous. Like, then it's funny, Matthew actually, I don't remember what year it was, maybe it was like in 5th or 6th grade, something like that. They actually ended up, his like youth football team, they won the playoffs, and I was like, it's kind of the same feeling, like it's kind of that, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are like going to the playoffs, like it was the same thing. I was like, you guys are going to the Super Bowl, like that whole thing. And you know, it's just all of a sudden it just reoccurs to me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they're in the playoffs. Like, you know, it hasn't happened in 21 years. It's just very exciting. Again, too, all of the players and the coaches too really think that they have a chance too on Saturday. You know, again, there's a handful of teams where they were like, if we would have gotten this team, or, you know, again, too, like I said, there's one specific team which I actually think lost the game, so that's why they were out of the, like, you know, spot that we possibly would have ended up playing them against. But they're one team that just like everybody knows them. And like, it was funny too, I think, I don't know if I told you guys this on Friday, but the referee was like, on Friday night, he was like, oh, you guys win tonight and you'll be playing such and such school, and he's like, that school could beat some Division III colleges. Like, they're a high school team, and like I said, they are probably at the same level as some college football teams, so we definitely didn't want to play them. So again, like, we're you know, kind of like, maybe we actually have a chance because we didn't end up getting paired against this team. And you know, again, watching some film and, you know, again, doing things like that, you know, the coaches are like, okay, we have a good game plan, you know. And again, the kids too are like, yeah, we could, you know, we can do this. Like, and that's the whole thing, is that mentality. Like, if you think it, you have a better chance at, you know, being able to achieve it than, you know, being like, oh, we're gonna lose. Which is how it's funny, some of the really good teams that are in our division, there's 3 kind of top teams that are in our division. Like my dad was saying, it's like when they end up playing against these teams, they tend to just be like, oh, okay, it's going to be a beat down, like, you know, don't play as hard kind of thing. But if they go in there with the mentality of, you know, we're going to do well, we can beat these teams, then they tend to do better. And so my dad's like, they have that mentality right now. And so that's why we're like, this could be a really good game. If nothing else, we just, you know, again, want to put up, you know, some points and want to make a competitive game would be really awesome. And a win would be even better. But like I said, it's just, it's all that, the nerves and stuff like that. But anyways, I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.